Alright, let's kick this shit into high gear. Whew. Alrighty. Move the little Vania. There we go. Well, let's see what decks are out there today. Hey, what's up?
Is fighting and despair all you know? Bow before Dark Dragoon, ruler of the skies!
Okay. I'll drop those. Whoop, okay. Not a great hand, especially against Dragon. I need to build a severe aggro deck, I think, just to counter these. Not too bad, though.
I obey the Lord's will.
Okay.
You are done.
Getting rid of that's not the funnest thing, but
Heartful prayers. May my prayers be heard.
at least it's not too difficult. Kill it off. I feel like Dragon's going to be an instant loss no matter what, so should probably work on a bigger deck to counter this, for sure.
I can't keep relying on you, Dragon. There's a lot more where that came from. As long as we've got each other. I've said my last prayer.
I suppose I got a shot. May as well play it out. The donations are just being all funny. We might disable those for a bit. Just the slider at the top. That one? Yep, there we go. Priest isn't going to do me much good. Ancient Lion does get the clear, although that's not that great either, fortunately. God, that lag. Oh, they conceded. That's fair. Jeez, getting the concede. Alright, starting to warm up in here. Alrighty.
I pray that you will be freed from suffering.
Alright, not too bad if you get the free win.
Is fighting and despair all you know? You must die!
Alrighty. Keep that. Keep that. Temple works quite nicely against Sword, and if I can hit them with that Beast Call quite early, I should be right. we do get the evolve, it's going to be a huge play. Especially with turn 4 Priest against Sword. And then Ancient Lion turn 5. Pretty much counters any kind of Floral Fencer. Which is quite nice. Can't really go wrong with that. The Temple Defender should hold off. Hey man, what's up?
I obey the Lord's will. This will be done in a jiffy. I've said my last prayer. Stop!
Alright, now you get a solid Priest. Can't go wrong with a solid Priest play. I mean, worst case we get Floraled, we clear that with Ancient Lion. Makes it pretty easy.
Strength and beauty together. You are done for. Floral flame.
Loyalty is ironclad. What in the
Yep, there we go.
The real battle.
They literally just set me up for that. Interesting. No, I haven't heard about that. Do you have a link to an article or anything? YouTube, I think, should accept links.
weapon at the ready, youngling?
Hopefully.
At your service.
I haven't seen anything for a shift yet, but I spent most of yesterday busy, so... this will be fine. I mean, we got the decree, so even if we can't clear off stuff, we should be right.
Try to evade my ninjutsu. Try to evade
Yep, that's actually really quite good. Foreign videos, some shows, YouTube, mate. Okay. That leads me to believe it could have just been speculation if they don't have an actual confirmation from anyone. Make things hard. Because I speculate that they will make some kind of nerf sometime between the 20th and 30th. It's just a matter of when, if they keep to the same schedule as last time. And that will shake up the meta a little bit. But without any official thing from Crygames, or Cygames, whatever, I don't care. Pronunciation's not my strong suit. Then we won't know for sure.
Have faith.
Alright, so we just need to hold pretty much a turn. It should be pretty easy, honestly.
Let them rest in peace.
The Grimneer will guarantee us game, which is nice.
It won't be long now.
Victory in sight.
That's okay. Grimneer for game.
My Tempest shall judge you.
An exemplary battle.
Alright, 2 games, 2 wins, not bad.
I pray that you will be freed from suffering.
Okay.
Is fighting and despair all you know?
Video from like 2 hours ago. Hmm. I'd say looking at that, it's mostly just speculation. It doesn't actually have any like concrete word from them. So it's no different to me saying, you know, we expect a nerf sometime between the 20th and 30th. I think rotation will happen eventually. I mean, they've already confirmed they will do it. It's just a matter of when. So we're just waiting on, what, probably next expansion-ish to see some form of rotation out. It'll be either the next one coming or the one after. It's going to be one of the two. It's just a matter of when. Because like, we won't see it mid-expansion. It won't happen until an expansion actually drops. Because if they drop it mid-expansion, it just won't work. It's not too bad. I mean, I played Yu-Gi-Oh! For years, and that had a way worse meta structure than this has.
They're so fresh.
Not too bad. Using that gets the banish. I can trade into a couple of those. After all, we are playing the long game here.
Hey, what's so angry?
If you limit their shadows, Shadow really doesn't play well at all. Hector basically is shit if they don't get any decent shadow generation in the first few turns. Their only decent play here would be Cerberus. That's not too hard to counter Shadow with the Haven deck at the moment. It's just unfortunate that Shadow against everything else is extremely powerful. But if we limit their early Shadow gain, it'd be really easy to counter. May as well just play that out. Let's see if they have anything. They can't play Death's Breath because that would be completely impractical. If they do play it, they basically lose everything. Pretty easy to deal with. Hector gets dealt with my other removal. That's easy. And it's going to take at least pretty much everything they have to clear this. They won't do a ban list like that. From what they've said, they're going the Magic the Gathering route and just rotating full sets. I'd love to see a ban list, personally, where they just say this card's banned, this card's limited, this card's restricted, similar to what the Dream format currently is for Shadow Nexus tournament setup. That sort of thing is a lot more effective at managing a meta overall, instead of just basically money gouging people. And sure, why digital card games can nerf things, nerfing isn't always the best way to deal with things. for Kane. Jeez. So you're not going to win every matchup. If Haven does brick, which is possible, then you can be in some real trouble. But overall, you have a really good chance of winning. I've played probably 20-30 games with this deck, at least 15 of those against Shadow now. And won nearly every single one. I think I've lost 2. As long as you pilot the deck right, you're usually pretty good. I play the Ancient Lion, get the kill. That allows them to play Death's Breath, which is really impractical. Either way, they do get to drop Death's Breath, so I should probably just try and set up. I just play whatever wild format there is, yeah. I think a full set rotation can work if they introduce cards that are similar. It is just going to be pretty much a money gouge because you basically got to aim to get those cards again. But it is one way to do it. Yeah, exactly. We'll probably see quite decent expansions come with the rotation. Just thinking, if I play off that... Worst case, I see another Hector. I mean, right here is where you struggle. But yeah, they've got too many cards in their hand to deal with at the moment. The only fortunate part is I have plenty of removal. But even with that, it's really not a big deal. That seriously deals 0. Oh, that makes everything deal 0, doesn't it? Yeah. Oh dear, they should have struck the 2/2 and then hit that with the Hector.
I pray that you will be freed from suffering.
There we go. Then I would have cleaned up the board anyway, so it wouldn't have made much difference. Why is RNG so bad? It's not bad. I don't view RNG as bad. It's overuse of RNG. Like, if every game is literally coming down to, do I draw this card to win, or do I activate this effect to win, and it's just like a coin flip, so 50-50 or 40-60 or whatever. If there's a random chance that an effect is going to either win or lose you the game, and that is the majority of cards, then it becomes a problem. If it's just average, like, you know, an RNG effect here and there, it's not so bad. It's the overuse of RNG that's the real problem. A card game will go, hey, this card is great, except for the fact that, you know, it's going to either do this or this, and one of those effects is absolutely terrible, and the other effect is absolutely amazing, and then they use that effect 100 times, it can get a bit overbearing. But Shadowverse hasn't really been too bad for that. Hearthstone was a lot worse. I think the latest expansion fixed it a little bit, but I haven't been back to Hearthstone since January, so I don't have much comment on it since then. Alright, we've got a solid curve here, but Dragon's just a terrible matchup for this deck. Doesn't really matter what you draw, you're at a huge disadvantage. There's nothing I can really do here, even if I play into that. Pretty much. It's basically just too much RNG. A little bit is fine in most card games. I like using Yu-Gi-Oh! As an example because I was an avid Yu-Gi-Oh! Player for years. They had, you know, a certain amount of RNG, but it was never to the point where it was completely overbearing. Well, that's a lie. There were some cases where it was really overbearing, but most of the time they end up being fixed, which was quite nice. Sybil! Probably the single most powerful card Dragon has on its own. The bane of my existence. Ramming that, evolving, gets one clear. No, it gets both clear. There we go. That'll do it.
You're done for.
I'm saying you want effects that you know are going to trigger as that effect. So, kind of. You want a card that, for example, you know, these sort of effects deal 2 damage to all enemies. That's guaranteed. If you evolve that, it's guaranteed to work. Whereas a little more RNG-ish sort of cards, I'm trying to think of an example. Shadowverse doesn't have many good examples for RNG-based cards. What's a good RNG-based card? Tribunal is an RNG-based card because it's a random target. Honestly, that's pretty balanced because I like Tribunal, but that's an example. So you've got cards that have guaranteed effects that you can set up and you can play yourself, and you can guarantee getting those effects in most situations. And then you've got cards like Tribunal and other random effects that are RNG, and you need a nice balance. Will of the Forest, yeah, Will of the Forest, another good example. It's another RNG-based card. You know, you're not guaranteed to hit. There's no problem with those sort of cards. It's just a matter of having a nice balance between cards that are random and cards that aren't random. And Hearthstone originally had a really big problem with like most of their cards being purely random. You could narrow them down to a certain point, but a lot of the time, one single top deck of one random effect card like Yogg-Saron, and that was game. Jolly Roger's fucked. Yeah, Jolly Roger's RNG, you know? I was getting Never Ward. Yeah. But that's the sort of thing, you know? It's nice to have RNG. It's not nice to have really bad RNG. That is actually a lot stronger than I thought it was. Wow. I've never really had the effect go off in that way, where it can't be damaged. But when you do get that off, jeez. That's a nice card. I'm probably going to get killed, but if I get banished, I get banished. It's an uphill battle with this anyway. I've just got to take the chance. Cleric Lancer. I'm not even sure what Cleric Lancer is right now. I'd have to look at the card. I guess doesn't get the play. I can get the damage here and then just trade, I guess. Hopefully with Aegis. But there's plenty of RNG cards and there's plenty of normal cards. It's just, yeah, getting a good balance. That's basically where I stand. If you can balance your game so that you have an equal RNG and equal guaranteed, you're pretty good. Pretty much dead to any major combo anyway, so I'm at least going to take the chance where I have a chance at beating them. I mean, Grimnir doesn't really guarantee much. Not unless they hurt themselves. No, okay. I've pretty much got a decree here. Thinking decree into a Grimnir, maybe? No, actually, that will be better. Alrighty. Trying to think of my biggest problem card now, if I have to deal with it. Maybe Bahamut, but then that won't really do anything either, so I think I win. There we go. Such an uphill battle. There was like 5 or 6 times there where they could have just had lethal on me. Dragon is the worst matchup for Haven, by far. Or at least this kind of Haven deck. When they see Aegis on your opponent's side of the board. Oh, yeah. Aegis actually isn't that bad. I expect to see more attack and defense altering cards in the future, which will probably make Aegis a lot worse than it is now. But being at 9 cost, you know, you've got to really draw out the game to play it. That's why, like, a deck like this is nice because you're not relying on it.
Spare all you know. Time for me to prove myself.
You can win without it. But it is a bad idea to have a card that is completely undestroyable and uncounterable outside of, like, Cayuga and I think one of the forest cards. It definitely wasn't a great thing to make, but it works, so. Like I said, I'm sure we'll see more cards that counter it in the future. I don't see that being a problem in the long run. Seeing new Ginger support next expansion will be exciting though. I can't wait to see what they try and do with that. Ginger will be a very interesting card to design other cards around.
I'm the Force protector.
For Let Haven setup, I guess. But I deserve to lose, yeah. Tends to be the way, eh? Yeah, that's it. And I expect to see something like that. I expect to see cards that drop things like Aegis's cost right down to 0. Alright, I have no counter to this other than maybe Forbidden Ritual to limit their turn. I can buy 1 turn, then I can trade into the Ancient Elf, and it won't be so bad. Yeah, in draft, yeah. But draft is meant to be random like that anyway, so there's not much you can really do about that.
I obey the Lord's will. You are done for.
I like Temple Defender.
Thoughtful prayers may
Immune to so many 1 damage effects.
life's fate is that.
Like, this thing survives Grimnir's, it survives forests, it survives so many things. It survives May, you know, it's great.
I'll blow you
Alright, so if they attack...
I've said my last word.
Alright, they are playing the Goblin Mage, so Ancient Lion might be alright. Just thinking whether it's worth it for the clear, or whether I just play Judge. I can't play Judge because there's only 5. Alright, we're going to play that then. We're going to start chipping damage.
Running away is fun.
8 damage won't clear board, which is good because I have 9, so at best 1 thing will be left up, which I hope wouldn't be the Eagle.
Let's play.
Alright, we're seeing some fairy drops. Okay.
The forest is crying for help.
Need to set up a ward.
You on now. Guide me, Elder Tree.
Alright, that's not too surprising.
I obey the Lord's will. Oh, come on!
Alright, there we go. So that's pretty much immune to these, which is good. I can avoid a few different things. That's annoying, but at least that wastes pretty much our entire turn. I like things like that that can allow them to waste their entire turn. Let's see. Really want to save that evolve for Heavenly, but I may use it instead. Why so solid? I don't know why you think that, honestly. Alright. Transform effect's not too bad. Should be able to get around that. Just summon Judge. I don't think summoning Judge would have been a good idea. If I'm open to a Roach combo, I'd much rather they burn their materials for that Roach combo. Alright, I should be able to set up here.
Let us conclude.
The amount of times I've been killed off of Roach because I didn't set up a ward is insane. Asking for Nurse. Keep asking for Nurse. There's like 2 problem cards in the entire game. I don't think that's so bad. And I think it's a pretty big community consensus that there are problem cards. It's not really a big deal. Double fairy into Roach. So my biggest problem will be another double Roach. That's going to be 6, and that's going to be lethal. If they have the return. Yep, there we go. Fucking Nature's Guidance every time. Yeah, exactly. Having discussions about things like that are pretty healthy. Yeah, and Grimnir is something, but I think if you slow down things like Dragon, I don't think Grimnir would be as big a problem. I guess banish from more salty. I don't think so. Basically, the only decent thing Haven has going for it is the amount of clears it can produce. And I expect to see something against Haven in next expansion to lower its stats. I reckon that's how they'll resolve that issue.
Is fighting and despair all you know? Mother, father, come on!
Yeah, they don't have many amulet banishes, which kind of sucks. I would like to see more effects that do banish amulets in some way.
What are you hiding inside?
There we go. That's actually what I kind of want. Shadow doesn't really have any way to deal with amulets, which is nice. So they're going to get a little bit of damage, but then they're basically going to lose everything, which is pretty good.
I obey the Lord's will.
Execution. Oh wait, yeah. That's it.
Time to go a little wild. I haven't let loose lately. I've said my last prayer.
Let's deal with that.
Your evil deeds end now.
You're done for.
Keep him at 0 shadows.
I see your weakness.
I wish I had an ancient line. That would make the next problem really easy to deal with. They play Death's Breath. There we go. Perfect. Couldn't have asked for a better top deck.
Real battle begins. You're mean.
Not a lie, boss. Oh, I think it's more the fact that just Grimnir is usable in everything. But the biggest deck I see using it is Dragon. And if Dragon was a little bit slower, it probably wouldn't be as big an issue. And if you learn to play around Grimnir, it's not so bad. Ouroboros isn't a problem at all. Ouroboros is a really balanced card. It's more the fact that they can just ramp to it so quickly. I think Sybil being such a huge body, having a ramp ability and a heal ability is fucking crazy. And probably the biggest problem. If you can slow that down, I don't think you'll see any issue with the deck. I need to get rid of this. Fuck, I'm dead too. No, that should actually be pretty okay. There we go. Dragon's nowhere near balanced at the moment. Nowhere near. Dragon is nearly a bigger problem than Shadow. Dragon has hardly any natural counter outside of maybe aggro. And even then, with a perfect curve, you're pretty much fucked. I can definitely see it being a bigger problem overall. That's fine. Alright, so we're gonna see all that trade then. So 5, that gives them 1. Means they need some way to get around that. I'm dead to Cerberus.
Lost in wayward ones.
I obey the Lord's will.
Alrighty.
Orthrus has arrived. I've said my last prayer.
Alright, that's not so bad. There we go.
Obey heaven's will. My Tempest shall judge you.
After dragging out the game so long.
You're too
I
strong.
could definitely see Grimnir needing something done to it. Maybe just removing its ward effect might be enough to balance it out. Maybe up its cost to 4. I don't know. Grimnir is just a really hard card to hit the way without completely destroying its effect, which, when you're nerfing card, you want to avoid. You don't want to completely outright destroy a card's effect. You just want to balance it. It's okay. My grammatical mistakes are crazily bad, so...
Is fighting and despair all you know? Bow before Dark Dragoon.
If you remove the whole going face thing though, it basically makes it nearly unplayable. It's not worth 10, then you probably want the enhanced to be like 7 or something. To balance it out. You'd have to drop... There's no way you'd be able to play it at 10 if it didn't go face. You'd have to drop its enhanced costs so that you could play it more practically. Use it as a board clear, make it a 7 drop, that way most 3 drops can come down alongside it. That'd probably work out alright. It'd probably set up more 2 drop combos.
I obey the Lord's will.
Why run Bahamut instead of Israfil? Because Bahamut's a full board clear regardless. Israfil you can't attack. You can't attack within a deck like this when you're running what I'm running. So in Dragon it would make sense to run it over Bahamut, but not in a deck like this. It just doesn't work. No, I think the 10 effect would have to change. It'd have to be dropped to 7 at least to make it more balanced if you're going to remove its going face. I just don't see it being playable at that range, like at all. You're pretty much destroying the effect to balance it, which is a horrible way to balance cards.
All must come to an end.
You've got to outdo them. Fuck. I just realized I set up for Salamander. Fuck's sake. Luckily no Salamander. Instead, we get another fucking Sybil. Damn it. Double Sybil.
A lot more where that came from. A dance to make the world blue.
At least I can hit that with Judge. Just gonna be hard from here. The Haven deck is on my channel. If you haven't looked at my channel, it's got like 1,000 views. It's any meta Haven. You'll find it in there. That's the easiest way for me to direct you to things. There goes that, so that's not a problem anymore. Basically, they're proposing to remove Grimnir's face ability, and basically I said if you're removing Grimnir's face ability, you're going to want to drop the enhanced cost to probably around 7 instead of 10, because for 10 it's just not worth it as an enhance. Which I could see as being a fair trade-off, honestly. If you do drop its cost, enhanced cost by 3, and don't allow it to go face, that might balance the card more. I just think at 10 it wouldn't be worth it if all you're getting is a clear on 4, because you've got so many other cards that do a much better job. They actually let me set up this. That's fucking crazy.
The real battle begins.
Their only chance now is like Azeroth's Reckoning into something crazy, and I don't think they're gonna have a chance of doing that, honestly.
Like obsidian lightning.
Okay, Silent Rider. Lost my Bahamut.
True strength.
Chopped to pieces.
There we go. So I'm dead to another Silent Rider. That really does fuck me, actually. Tribunal better than Bahamut? No. Not when you need it to set up combos with this. It just works much better than Tribunal. I found Tribunal is an extra board slot, which against something like Shadow and stuff, you really don't want taken up. Most feared card? God, probably Catacomb at the moment. It has so many ways to deal with things. I've got to take the chance. I don't think there's any other way around this. I'm either going to lose here or I'm not. Just be options. Yeah, and that's fine. Enhanced abilities can just be options. That's why I think making it 7 is a good option. I'm dead to that too. Fuck, I forgot about that one. Dragon's such an uphill battle. Grimnir's effect already is an option though, when you look at it. You're either playing it as a ward early to deter aggro, or you're playing it late game to clear board and get a bit of damage to face. But if you balance it out and make it a 7, then it'd be closer to something like Decree, which I think would be more of a balance. It's a slightly weaker Decree, being one more cost and only dealing 4 to the board instead of clearing completely in most cases. Do you know, that's exactly what I said in my video. That's pretty funny. That's the exact way I thought of balancing Catacomb, which I've been saying for quite a while now. Just make it so everything that gets a skeleton costs 1 shadow, so they don't gain any shadows off it. Limit the shadows, you limit Death Breath, you limit Hector, without having to actually hit their effects. Really easy to balance. Why you don't play Tempo Grail anymore? Tempo Grail isn't practical. It never was. It was just fun. It doesn't do well against Shadow, it doesn't do well against Dragon. They're the 2 biggest classes at the moment, so it's hard to play. May as well play that. It's not like I'm going to get any use out of it anyway. Exactly, so if you find a way to balance the shadows out so shadows are like 0, then you're pretty set. Fuck it, we'll play another one. Oh, that was a terrible fucking hand against Dragon. My chances of winning are like 10%, maybe less at the moment.
As long as we've got each other.
and make it like it never existed. I don't think that's necessary. I think if you just do limit its shadow gain so it doesn't gain you any shadows, it'd balance it out. What about a full removal deck with Seraph and combo pieces? Seraph can be removed too easily now, especially against things like Dragon. That's why I don't think it's that great. I think the full removal with something like AEST that can't even be removed is a lot better. Which is basically what I'm running. I should just played maybe I should just played Radiance. No, it wouldn't be balanced at all. I think it would still be way too overpowered if it gave it to everything else, because it wouldn't stop the problem of gaining shadows, which that is the problem with Catacomb. It's not even the fact that it gives it to itself. Gaining basically, what, 3 shadows from one card on 3 and getting 1/1 bodies out of it, that's way too crazy of a card. So it can only target track cards. Nerf Zeal? I don't think Zeal needs much of a nerf. Maybe drop its evolve stuff. What is it? So it evolves to be a 4/4. Maybe drop it to a 3/3 on evolve. Maybe even just leave it at a 2/2 evolve because of its effect, like other cards do, like Ancient Line, for example. Ancient Line, when it evolves, doesn't gain anything except for its effect, which is how Zeal's evolve effect already works. So making it not gain stats, then it wouldn't be able to hit over things like Grimnir, it wouldn't be able to hit over most other wards and allow the other thing to go face. But I think if you slow Dragon down, Zeal's not going to be a problem. If you fix Sybil, slow them down enough so that they can't ramp to 10 by turn 5, then you'd be pretty good. Yeah, I've lost this game. Oh, I do have Aegis, so that might work. I've got to get lucky, I think. That's my only chance here. Ugh. I don't think changing its effect to only target dragon cards would be really a great idea to do. I think you just limit its evolve so it can't hit over wards, and you'd be fine. It doesn't need much balancing. I rarely see Zeal combos anymore, not like they were to start with, because they're just not as consistent as other options. It's just the fact that Dragon can go to 10 in a few turns. If you can fix that, really shouldn't have a big problem. And knowing my luck, now I'll actually die to a combo, but that'd be funny. But most of these are all, you know, all these sort of things become opinion in a lot of cases. Everyone's open to their own opinion. Whenever I look at cards and think about like what kind of options you could do to nerf them, I look at 1, not killing the ability to make it completely useless. 2, working out what makes it strong and a best way to limit that strength to a point that it becomes more balanced compared to other cards. And 3, basically making it so it's still playable kind of as is, but definitely limits that strength. No, I don't run Acolyte's Light. I probably could, but it might be too slow. That's my worry. If I play Acolyte's Light, I may lose too much tempo off it. They've literally just allowed me to kill that. Great.
My Tempest shall judge you.
I've got to take a break.
Stop.
I really hate when nerfs break effects. A good example is Hearthstone when they nerfed, was it Warsong Commander? That used to get everything, like, I can see why they did it because it was limiting their design space, but they could have just removed it into the wild format instead. In the end.
There's no one
Not kill it, basically. Yeah, pretty much. Make it do what you designed it to do to start with, but at probably a more of a cost.
From
Well, that was lucky. I don't beat that many dragons. We're actually doing pretty well considering. I was at like nearly 0 master points, so now we're at 600. Can't go too wrong there.
Is fighting and all you know? Bow before
I don't like playing against dragon.
ruler of the sky.
Let's see. Yeah, we'll go that way. Forbidden Ritual's not great against them. There's only one card you want to hit with Forbidden Ritual, and it's not even worth it against dragon. Well, 2 maybe if you can hit Ouroboros, but the odds of that are extremely small. I also have today's video is basically games from the tournament this weekend, so hopefully you guys can check that out. It's what decks I took to the new league setup. Hopefully you guys will enjoy that.
I obey the Lord.
And I'm going fucking first. That's terrible against dragon. Oh, come on. My computer's just slow as fuck right now. I really need to do like maybe a fresh OS boot or something. Thinking maybe just going straight to Windows 10, trying to fix things that way. From the last video, no. Same. Identical all the way through.
Can't keep relying on you, dragon.
Nothing's really needed changing.
Came from
There's nothing that you can really put in the deck to counter dragon. I mean, Acolyte's Light is possible if you just want to hit maybe Ouroboros and stuff like that, but it just doesn't seem worth it. You're basically sacrificing either a heal or board clear to put that in, when there are definitely other options.
you were done for.
God, I hate when this fucks up like this.
I've got it.
Like, my whole web browser's just crashed. Oh, that's shocking. Yep, if you go check the video, you'll find the deck list. That's going to be the easiest way for me to direct you to it. It's literally only from like 2 days ago. Maybe 3 days ago. And he met a Haven. I just wish I had had this deck back before. Yeah, well, I'm fucked. I probably should have actually played Radiance. And just traded. Ah, screw it.
The real battle begins.
It's always an uphill battle against Dragon. If they don't have lethal next turn anyway, then we're going to see, aren't we? They either have lethal or they don't. Let's see. Oh, no. Good. That's just the quickest way for me to get you content like that. Plus, I like to keep deck lists off stream a lot of the time, just so I can do videos and stuff of them, and then you guys can just go find them there, and I can give a little bit more of a look at them. Yay, I win. Why would you play Hams and Dragon? I don't know what this dragon thought he was doing, but it definitely wasn't very effective. Nah, that browser's crashed. Fuck's sake.
Be freed from suffering.
Google Chrome, why have you forsaken me? It's actually doing surprisingly well against Dragon today. Like, sure, there's lots of risks, and you've got to take them against Dragon. Like, you know, you've either got to set up for lethal or get lethaled. It's one or the other in a lot of cases, but... I mean, I've had worse situations. Yeah, my computer's not liking opening web browser right now.
They are all you know.
Let's see.
May eternal peace be yours.
Memory. Most of it's being chewed up by Shadowverse and OBS. Fuck's sake. I'm hoping Windows 10 has a little bit better CPU management and the software side. Mirror matches, and I'm going first, so that's a bonus. So if I draw into, I guess I have a really good chance of winning, provided they're not Stormhaven. Then I may be at a disadvantage. What is 1 Judge, 1 Sonya, and 3 Ritual? 2 Aegis. Oh, jeez. The 2 Aegis is the expensive part. The rest actually isn't that bad. What, Ritual is silver, Sonya's silver, Judge is gold, and you only need 1 of those, so that's only what, like 1,000 odd vials? It's the Aegises that are going to cost you. Jeez. Alright. Luckily I got the early game. It's just a matter of can we have enough control to play that Aegis. Or Aegis, I don't even know, I just pronounce it however I want. Screw English. Let's see. I'm not going to get much use out of that, so I may as well play it here. Looks like Storm. You don't usually play Prayer unless you're playing Storm. So if I can drag this game out, I've got a good chance at pulling back.
You were done for.
Play something or you don't. Pretty much, you haven't got many options. Turn 1, you've got what? 1 or 2 cards, normally? Maybe if you're Shadow, you have a few more. In like turn 1, turn 2. You really don't have much. Screw it, I'm just going to leave that up. I'm just thinking of whether it's worth using the Decree or whether I just go for Judge. They trade into the 2-4. Oh, Judge is probably going to be the better play. And then I save Decree for next turn. Should I just dust my Geb and Skullfane? I'd probably keep Gabriel. Just because it's not too bad in Stormhaven and decks like that if you decide to build those in future. Skullfane, if you really don't want to build a meme or something weird out of it, then yeah, it's definitely not worth keeping. And this deck can take a little bit to get used to. I mean, I've played a few games with it and I still make mistakes that I really shouldn't make anymore, but I do. 5-7, that's lethal, so I've got to clear the board. Fuck's sake. So I'm dead to a lot of different combos here.
Let us conclude.
Stormhaven also isn't a great matchup for this deck because the amulets, you just can't kill them when you need to. Yeah, there we go. That's another card I've thought about putting in this deck. Like, maybe replacing Lion with this might be okay. Although Lion is a really nice turn 5, so maybe you replace Judge with it. It's just a hard card for me to slot into this deck. Every card in this deck fills a certain role. So it's hard to necessarily just change a card. Has become a meme. I don't think Seraph has become a meme. It just has too many counters now. And with Dragon being so powerful now, as like probably at least one of the top 2 meta decks along with Shadow, it really hits Seraph hard.
Bear all you know. Mother, father, come on.
I think next expansion, if we see Dragon maybe get knocked out of the meta, then maybe Seraph could easily come back. Keep that one as a good counter. The Grimnir's not bad. Would have liked a turn 2 play though, honestly. A turn 2 banish might have been nice. Otherwise I'm going to have to take a little bit of damage here, I think.
Nice to see you. Most impressive.
Ancient Lion's not bad though. I could definitely use that.
You're nothing but a child.
Okay, so maybe Ledger. You don't usually see that in anything else. We'll let them game 1 Shadow if they decide to trade, but I'm not too worried about that, honestly. There we go.
You hiding inside.
Really don't like that being on board now because they're going to be able to trade really easily, and that annoys me. Probably should have thought about that first, honestly. But at least if they do trade, they're going to lose pretty much everything anyway. They're only going to gain, what, 2 shadows from that? I was playing Ledger lately, and the deck is really fun. I really enjoy Ledger. I wish it was better. I wish it had more followers that you could use Ledger with that were more effective, but it is fun, and I really enjoy it. If it could perform really well, it'd be a great deck to play all the time. Ah, screw it. We're going to take this.
You were done for.
I mean, I've got the Lion. This is a weird deck, though, honestly. Like, a couple of cards I never would have thought to have seen in Shadow. You've baned all followers. Interesting. Tender Knight. This is a weird deck. It can't be Ledger because they wouldn't run that. Maybe Nep?
My friend's pretty terrifying, right?
I've said my last prayer.
I'm pretty curious about this. Ancient Lion trade. Ancient Lion is left on 1 health. Gravekeeper trade is left on 3 health, but then has to deal with that anyway, so... Grimnir Banish trade is in the same spot as Ancient Lion and wastes the Grimnir.
Real battle begins.
Ah.
Love surpasses death.
I'll live again.
This is an interesting Shadow deck, honestly. I wish I had something to clear. Looks like my outdated Nep. I don't know, it's got, like, I didn't run half of these cards in my Nep deck. My Nep deck was not too bad either. It performed quite well when it would perform. It just wasn't consistent enough to perform. This is going to be a difficult matchup unless I draw into, like, AEST or something, honestly. I'm just not in a good spot. Keeping the board clear is nice and all, but that's about all I got going for me. Alright, that's actually really good. Nap. Maybe, but that wouldn't be worth it, would it? Nope, yeah, okay. They're still gonna lose, like, most of the board here. And then I'm pretty much gonna get to play Decree. Because that deals with all the problem things. Just really need to draw into Aegis. I think that's my biggest counter what they've got now. They're already at 10 shadows, but it is turn 9, so that's not so bad. That's what? Just over 1 shadow a turn? Okay. Problem. Oh, fun. Let's see. What can I do? Ancient Lion isn't half bad. I mean, I'm gonna lose stuff, but at least I deal with the whole board for now. I only lose 1, so I do get to keep something too, which is nice. I feel like I'm gonna need these Grims to deal with everything else they're gonna play with what they've played so far. Do you think we should add more leaders to the game for more variety? Each class now has at least 3 leaders. I think we should add some more. Yeah, I would love to see some more leaders, honestly. I think there's some great cards that would make amazing looking leaders. Like, obviously Cerberus is one of the, like, big favorites for a leader for Shadow, and I think that would be amazing. There's also some great, like, collaborations I'd love to see get crossed over. But bye-bye. This is why I like Bahamut. No evolve, you just play Bahamut, you clear the board, you end up with 13-13, and then you say, fuck you, deal with it. Done. Another craft or two, I've been thinking about that lately. I don't see another craft being added, unfortunately. Maybe if we're lucky we'll get one. I'd like to see maybe a neutral craft, because that would be easily to implement, because they just add a hero that's just neutral, so you can't put anything else in it, and that'd be really simple. But outside of that, adding another craft, then you have to have cards for every set. You've got to have a whole new archetype. You've got to have a whole new set of effects to go with that archetype, and it becomes really difficult to do. Look at Hearthstone as an example. They haven't added a new class at all, like ever. And by the looks of it, they won't ever add a new class. It'd be very painstakingly difficult to add more classes to a game like this. Not impossible by any means. I'm just saying realistically, it's really unlikely. But if they get enough support, I suppose they could do anything if they wanted. Alright, so Sonya's actually not too bad. The shadows aren't going to kill me, and they've got to deal with this board. I like. I can play both Sonya. Maybe just one and play Beast Call actually might be better. Save Grimnir for a potential lethal or board clear. One or the other. They're down to top decking, which I like. And my top deck's going to be a lot more solid, and now I just got a really nice draw. Basically immune to shadows, and that's pretty fucking crazy in general, so. Yeah, that's it. So they'd have to add something new for a new class to specialize in, which would be difficult. It's not, like I said, not impossible. I just view it as unlikely. It'd be nice to see something new like that. I just don't know how they'd implement it. The only possibility, like I said, I could think of would probably be just a neutral craft. Because you don't really have to do anything other than make a new hero for it, which would be really easy because you just take an existing card and turn it into a hero. Like, you just take some neutral card that's amazing, like, I suppose Grimnir, everyone hates Grimnir, but you could use Grimnir as a hero, and then you could just, you know, build a deck. Or Carrot, Gourmet Emperor, he'd make an interesting hero. I don't know, something like that would be interesting, and very easy to implement. Because you already got a lot of neutral craft cards that are starting to work together. Look at Owl. Owl's one of those sort of cards that is really interesting. Damn it, I drew none of my counters to Shadow. My best bet is Temple Defender. That kind of sucks. Alright, if I don't draw into thing next turn, I'm pretty much fucked. If I don't draw into some sort of banish. Because they're going to Catacomb here. Nearly guaranteed. If they don't, I'll be really surprised. Sector would be a cool leader. Yeah, Sector would be a pretty cool leader with all his abs. That would be really interesting. Although we went from like 20 odd viewers down to like 11. Awesome. That's what I wanted. I am going to take a shit ton of damage though, but I should be able to hopefully pull back off that. Ugh, I think this is aggro Shadow. You don't see Rabbit too often anymore, unless it's aggro. Don't really see it in mid-range much. I actually really enjoy playing this deck. Today's just not a bad day to play, especially since it's doing quite well. Anytime I'm going positive in Master Score, I'm pretty happy. Okay, are they going to try the Evolve? I'm hoping so, but... Okay. Ancient Lion would be nice. Come on. Banishment. Definitely not the worst card, but... definitely could have got something better, I think. Get rid of that. It does make it reasonably easy to deal with, but then they've still got to spend at least 2 damage to deal with it, so I think I'm fine with that. We also got the Decree, which is nice, so we should be set up with that pretty nicely overall. Hmm.
Time to go a little wild.
Just remembered for me it's Mother's Day and now I've got a message from my mum. Jeez. Life.
I've said my last prayer. Hey? I haven't let loose lately.
Hmm. I mean, I hate playing the Decree here. And I'm pretty sure I'm dead. What triggers you most? I don't know. A shadow that curves out on 3? That really annoys me. I'm fucked, aren't I? Whoops. Well, I fucked myself anyway, but... And when my computer lags like a bitch, that triggers me. But other than that, I'm pretty easy going overall. Some days I look at some cards and go, well, you really shouldn't exist because you're fucking shocking. Other days I'll go, ah, that card's okay. I mean, it's balanced. That's what you want.
They're so fresh. My boss works us to the bone.
Yay, board clear. That was kind of lucky, honestly. Ooh, better board clear. I actually get a body with this one.
Finally a break.
There we go. Alright, the rest of that should be fine. Alright. I've really taken a liking to Haven this expansion. I wasn't a big fan of it last expansion. I played mostly Rune and Blood. And pre-ROB I played Blood, so I haven't really touched that much though. I just haven't found a Blood deck that I like yet, and one that I have the cards to build. Orthrus! Love how they try and kill me, they're like, Orthrus! Get nowhere. Oh, they just conceded. Yep, that's it. No shadows. No shadows for them. If they get no shadows, a lot of their combos just die.
Be freed from suffering.
That's what I love. Like, I've been in a lot of conversations with people, and they're like, you know, Haven sucks, right? It's no good against Shadow at all. It's like, I've had lots of success against Shadow. Like, plenty of success. Sure, you get the occasional loss, because you're not going to win every game. That's just kind of unrealistic, but at the moment, I'm sitting with a really nice win rate against Shadow here, so... Did we lose one to Shadow earlier, or did we actually end up winning that game? I can't remember. So I think if we haven't, I think we've won every game against Shadow today.
All you know.
I can't remember whether we actually did lose to Shadow today or not with this. Rip, I'm late. 5-1. Just a little late, you know, it's only like an hour in. It's okay though. It's okay. My computer's being a bitch too, so it's fine. I'm gonna spank it later. That's how I'm probably going to spend the rest of today once I finish here. I also have no content for Monday, so I don't know what I'm doing about that yet. Kind of depressed about that. Yay, Beast Call into Ritual, and hopefully they Catacomb, and then I clear them out. Yes! You take a little bit of damage, but it's worth it for the Ritual. I usually do like playing it preemptively, but reactively is not too bad either sometimes. You're not taking too much damage. And now they've got to decide whether they want to play something. Nope. That's fine. I mean, look what I get. Temple Defender. So now their evolve is going to be less effective. And it's Cerberus. My worst nightmare right now is that they have Phantom Howl and I just die. But I think Phantom Howl is only 11 damage. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, it's 9 damage. Where's it 11? Oh, that's if you get 7, not 6. So that's fine. So at least I survive. Tell the fans about Discord. Yes, we have a Discord. I was going to do that. I'll just wait and see. I need to set up a link. Give me a sec. Fire Spartan's been amazing and set us up a nice Discord. So that's all cool. So we have Discord now. Fire Spartan links it as well. Dual linking, because Discord. There we go.
I pray that you will be freed from suffering.
I think I'm happy with this.
Is fighting and despair all you know? Bow before Dark Dragoon, ruler of the skies!
Fuck you, dragon. Oh, damn dragon. I didn't even see the thingy that came up that said someone joined. How did I miss that? So I'll be in this Discord reasonable amount of time, I guess, here and there. I'll pop in, have all my like information for different things going there. Anything that needs to be in there will be in there. I hate this, but fuck it. 3 amulets. Great. 4 days Bay. 4 days is pretty attractive. Now, if only she wasn't a pain in the ass to beat. Ah, screw this, fine. I've got to get lucky to beat Dragon. They've either got a brick or I've got to do amazingly. One or the other.
Lost in wayward ones.
The real battle begins.
Your path has been obeyed.
May my prayers be heard.
Alrighty, let's deal with this. Turn 6, worst case, Salamander. There we go. Just gotta make it turn 9. And I'd be right. Judge for draw and for board.
Prayers be heard.
I mean, getting that board's not too bad. Dual Salamander just to deal with it. At least we did draw that out. That's a pretty good bonus. Now I just need to buy some time here. I think that'll be plenty. I mean, we got the Priest, which is nice. We've also got the Aegis, which I can use quite well. I mean, it is pretty good. We got cute little Vania over well, that side. That way? That way. I don't know. Cute little Vania somewhere. Alright, that's fine. Usually how I end up using that against Dragon, unfortunately. But if I do drop Aegis, at least this time I can clear that. Ooh, that's not going to be fun. I don't like that at all. Alright, so double this is bad. I really want to drop Aegis, but I don't feel like I can now. So that's a risk. It's a matter of, do I take this risk? I drop the Priest, I clear that. Or I play the Heavenly, take the chance that they can't kill me this turn, and threaten lethal. Three members, that's good. 3 members is awesome. Any members is great. I'm gonna take a safer bet here. It kind of sucks, but I don't really have a choice.
I see your weakness.
Alrighty. Now I've just got to manage to deal with the rest of this. Pretty interesting, right? Yeah, I've seen a lot for the Grandfather Paradox. It is really interesting. The whole principle of whether you would be alive or not alive due to the whole principle of it. It does create a weird paradox. There is a couple of loopholes that you could probably get around it, because you would technically exist in a time zone that you shouldn't exist in anyway. Which is pretty trippy, but... fuck, I'm dead to everything. Damn it! Dead to everything and everything and everything. That's it. Everything and everything. Fuck's sake. Zeal's probably gonna molest me again. I do love paradoxes and things like that. They're always really interesting. Fuck's sake. Dead to that still, aren't I? Well, no, actually, no. I'm alright. This will be fine. As long as they don't have a second Ouroboros in hand, then I'll be depressed. Probably could have just played Temple. But that's not too bad. Ah, another Dragoon. Damn it. Nothing I can do against that. Ah, breaking my damn little win streak. And the encoding is overloading. Fuck's sake, there's nothing even overloading. I've got plenty of memory, I've got plenty of CPU usage, so that's not a problem. Yep, Zeal is my molester. Alright. I think we're going to wrap things up here for today. I want to try and get this computer fixed, so I need to spend a lot of time trying to do that. It's really being a pain in the ass. It's just, I don't know why it plays up sometimes, and I've been trying to work it out. It's only been recently that the encoding's changed for some reason, and I can't fix it, so I'm going to probably try Windows 10, do all that sort of stuff, try and get that going. So I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. If you did, hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to check out the Discord, the links were posted in both chats, so you can find those wherever. And hopefully you guys enjoyed it. So I'll catch you guys next time. See ya.